I would like to take the opportunity from Kaiserwetter, so from a business point of view, to look at the challenges of creating a green economy through digitalization. And to put this into perspective, the growing industrial output of the world's economy is largely dependent on the availability of energy, and therefore, as a consequence, the way this energy is being produced. Just to recap, 80% of the world's energy production is still based on fossil fuels, such as coal, gas, and oil. And only 20% is based on renewable energy, mostly of hydro, so that you can already see that we are basically have implemented currently 10 to 15% of other sources, not even in solar and wind. This basically means that the current energy production is the largest contributor to the overall world's CO2 emissions. It's the #1 polluter in the world, by far. Also to keep in mind, and this is about the beauty of this city not only, but the Paris Climate Treaty was foreseeing that the amount of CO2 emissions is going to be reduced by 50% every 10 years from 2020 onwards. So we have only 1.5 years more to go before we have to reduce the CO2 emissions worldwide by 50% in order to achieve the maximum 2 degrees Celsius target, which is vital to keep Mother Earth as it is per today. Every 10 years the reduction has to go down 50% until 2050, until CO2 emissions are getting close to zero. Keeping this in mind, it becomes obvious that the relation between fossil fuel energy and renewable energy has to flip. Not 80-20, 20-80. That means that we need to double the implementation of renewable energy sources every 5 to 7 years. So creating a much more green economy in time means strengthening the renewable energy sources as part of the backbone industry energy. This push, however, is easier said than done. It faces various challenges, especially if you shift from relatively predictive energy sources to less predictive energy sources like solar and wind. Digitalization plays a major role here, as it contributes tremendously to address the industry challenges here. Connectivity, to name a few, connectivity to large amounts of data. On-site supply is the beginning in the energy sector of actively using artificial intelligence. The country most affected by this shift towards green economy or a greener economy is without any doubt China. Reasons being, the industrial output and therefore the demand for energy is still growing rapidly in China. The per capita consumption of electricity is still way below most of the Western countries, and with the growing wealth in China, the per capita consumption will increase as well. The push for electric vehicles in China as a strategic move, as well as following the agenda of China 2025, will foresee the inclusion of Industrial 4.0, the replacement of human labor by robots, which also means another huge push for energy consumption. You have to imagine that the installed capacity, new installed capacity in China, year by year, equals the entire installed capacity of Spain. So you have to imagine that a country like Spain is created energy-wise every year in China. China has already done a lot. 25% of the energy mix is currently based on renewable energy, with hydro leading the way, but now solar and wind in the forefront, but also solar growing rapidly. But there's a lot to be done, and it will be done. It needs to be done, because it's time to do it before it's too late. Digitalization can contribute here significantly to make this change happen. So it's not only a business, but also a social political will to implement digitalization in the energy sector. Thank you. very much.